Reverend Dr. Stephen Sizer is a founder and director of Peacemaker Trust, a registered charity dedicated to peacemaking, especially where minorities are persecuted, justice is denied, human rights are suppressed, or reconciliation is needed. Stephen served for 35 years as an Anglican priest, most recently a vicar of Virginia Water until his retirement in 2017. He is now Bishop's chaplain to the Right Reverend Ria Abu al-Asal, the retired Anglican bishop in Jerusalem. Stephen is chair of the Convivencia Alliance, a cross-faith international initiative for a just peace in the Middle East, and in particular a just coexistence in Palestine and Israel based on equal rights in one democratic state. Stephen is coordinator for the 2024 Seville International Conference on Religious Extremism. Stephen is also a member of the Kairos for Global Justice Theology Group. That's enough? Okay. Anyone who's familiar, there's so many things that are behind all of those things that I felt it was almost compelled to actually talk about these things because there are so many there. But I'm sure the IHRC audience is well aware of what Stephen's many hats are. Thank you. Please take.
In this presentation, I'm going to be exploring with you the position of the Church of England over the last 15, 16 months and how the Church of England has spoken out on the situation in Gaza. I'm an Anglican. I may be outside of the Church of England's system at the moment, but it plays a unique role in British society, and therefore it is a barometer of our government and establishment. The presentation is on my website, stephensizer.com, so all the quotes, all the examples, you can access them from a much longer presentation, which looks at the historical context for what's happened in Palestine over the last 40, 50 years. Dr. Munther Isaac, the pastor of the Lutheran Church in Bethlehem, said Christmas 2023, Gaza has become the moral compass of the world. Gaza has become the moral compass of the world. Now, over the last 15 months, since October the 7th, 2023, the Church of England has issued 5 official statements about Gaza. And I'm not going to read them to you. I'm going to put them up, but I'm not going to read them. I'm merely going to make some observations which I hope are self-evident. The very next day after the 7th of October, the Archbishops issued a statement. That was followed up within days of another statement. And then at the end of October, an official statement came out from all of the bishops. I can't believe they all agreed to it, but it came out from the House of Bishops. And then there was silence for 2 months, and there was another statement in December 2023. And then the final statement was issued on the 13th of February 2024. And for nearly a year, the Church of England has been silent. I won't go into all the reasons for that, but there's been a lot of criticism of the church leaders as a consequence of the statements they made. And I suggest that the bishops have felt it's better to stay quiet than make any more statements. The first statement was made, as I said, the very next day after the 7th of October. And this was part of the statement. While they've consistently refused to engage with the church in Palestine for many decades prior to the 7th of October, the very next day the archbishops made a statement condemning the attack and supporting Israel. The statement called for a just peace, but referred to Palestinians who live in their lands, plural, suggesting acceptance of the fragmented Palestinians, much as we saw in the Bantustans in South Africa. Referring to both sides, the statement implied Israel and Palestine are equal partners, not occupied and occupier. Significantly, the statement failed to provide any context for the last 75 years of colonization, occupation. But the very next day, The very next day, Archbishop Welby wrote to the CEO of the Board of Deputies to express his, quote, deep sense of solidarity. If there is anything you wish to ask of me that may be helpful, do not hesitate to do so. Please convey these sentiments to those in Israel who you will be meeting. It was an open opportunity, an invitation for the Board of Deputies to express its opinion and give advice to the Church of England. What I find lamentable is that there's no evidence that the Archbishop wrote to the Muslim community, who are as traumatized by what happened in October. And as far as I know, he didn't write to the church leaders in Palestine.